This is Chuck Martin at the AI Summit, and I'm happy to say I'm from John Lewis. Barry Panayi, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you just came off the stage. Tell me what you talked about, literally.
We talked about data and AI in retail, specifically how the people and the technology can work together.
So where does it fit in retail? Retail is very competitive.
It is, and the differentiators are all, well, for us certainly, are all around surface. So how do you free up time for our colleagues to speak to customers, to give them the service that they expect? And the way you do that is by making things ruthlessly efficient behind the scenes, allowing them to do their jobs, by making sure that the computers take the strain and the algorithms take the strain. So we talked through some examples from baking bread, searching out yellow dresses, figuring out if the washing machine will fit in the hole in your kitchen. All these things are data problems that give staff the chance to talk to our customers.
So you're dealing with different aspects in retail. You've got your whole supply chain arena, then you've got the internal customers, if you will, your employees, and then you've got the customer facing. Where does AI fit in each of those areas?
Everywhere. Well, that's my job to put it everywhere anyway. So from optimizing the supply chain, to figuring out the prices, what the price reduction should be, optimizing the call center, figuring out what products to stock and where, and what should be in the shops and where. All of these things are questions that could be answered by the data. So traditionally retail would be talking about marketing and customer, which is absolutely a wonderful use case. What we're seeing now is the operational side of retail is getting completely revolutionized.
So how do you deal with such a wide range of areas?
I hire the right people. I think that's the trick. We hire partners, as we call them, at the John Lewis Partnership, from all around the partnership, and we will train them up in data and AI, because the knowledge they have of processes and customers, I find, would be impossible to teach them, but teaching them how to code is actually somewhat easier. So if you mix experienced data scientists and data engineers with people that understand the business, that's where the magic happens. If we just hired the biggest tech bods out of Silicon Valley or a startup, I don't think we'd have a hope, to be honest. You need to blend them together.
So with your customer, with your staff turnover, because in retail there's turnover obviously for employees, do employees basically have to know anything about AI or just how their job is done?
Well, in my team, there are technical hurdles you'd have to get over to get into the AI and coding element. But if anyone wants to learn it, then we will teach them. In fact, we've got the UK's largest data apprenticeship scheme running in retail at the partnership, which I think was a smart move because it's a lot cheaper than trying to hire these people. If you train them, they know the partnership, retention is higher, their knowledge is better, and the vibe is better because we're investing in them. So we can't pay the same as banks, we know that, so we have to make it about other stuff.
So retail is very competitive. Do you watch, I'm sure you watch your competitors obviously, but do you watch your competitors and say, we're ahead in this area, they're ahead in that area, or does it just not matter that you just look at your customers?
We do look at internal and external data for sure. So we can understand where we're benchmarking against a number of metrics, whether it be sales or customer perceptions on if our food tastes good, if it's good value for money, if the stores look nice, if the service was nice. So we put all that together, in fact. It's a great question because we meld together our customer and sales data with our perception and market data to understand if we change something over here, does this pop up or down? And by putting all of these people together, if you're doing data or you're doing insight, then you're in my team and you can talk to the person that's understanding footfall and the guy that's pricing the bread, and they're all together and they can have those conversations.
Right. You obviously know retail very well. Do you look at other industries for basically best practices in other industries that you can actually translate to retail?
Very much. In fact, I've only been in retail for a couple of years. So I've been in retail banking and I was a consultant before that, and I've worked in healthcare. And I think even though I'm a very narrow specialist in data, I've got the breadth of industries, and I see that if you get some retail specialists with people that have come from outside retail with an open mind, those ideas are the same. They're exactly the same. Now, retail has its nuance because we physically buy and we sell. And we try and sell it for more than we buy it, and that's how we make money. That's the concept. But targeting customers, understanding what algorithms and tools to use, those are common across industries, and I think the career of a data scientist or data engineer is one of great mobility because you can go across industries unlike any other job.
Right. And if you find over the years that things have accelerated, I mean, we had the pandemic obviously with a lot of impact on retail. Has that had a big change in terms of how you operated as an organization?
Very much. Just like everyone else, we saw internally our ways of working change, but of course, the way the world shop changed. The rush to online, availability in supermarkets, meaning people may be trying new products, trying new supermarkets. We had to really scale up capacity for home delivery, for the website. I don't know who said it, much smarter than me, but they said that we had 10 years of innovation in 1 year in this space. And I agree with it. I mean, there's all sorts of graphs with lines kind of shooting up like that of people using online and experiencing online for the first time and transacting. The trick is making it stick.
So is it now stabilized? We've been now the pandemic for years. It's kind of ending. We expect. Is it now stable in terms of where AI in retail operates, or are you still accelerating?
I think we're accelerating. With the cost of living crisis that we're seeing now, the only way to keep things affordable is to get more and more efficient. And that's where the data and the AI can help. If we're going to give the prices that we need to our customers, we need to think of better ways of doing business, and that's how data can help.
So a year from now, we're sitting here having this conversation. What would we be talking about?
Hopefully that I've cut out a lot of really slow processes for the partners that work for my organization. They're spending more time with customers, that the search on our website works better, and people can intuitively find what they want and get recommended what they want better. And that my team maybe describe themselves as retailers that know AI, rather than AI people that work in retailer.
Love it. Look forward to that. This is Chuck Martin at the AI Summit London.